Welcome to Albania, a country full of undiscovered beauty and fascinating history. Here, pristine beaches, majestic mountains and charming villages come together to create a unique adventure. From the azure waters of the Adriatic coast to the historical treasures of Butrint and Gjirokaster, Albania is a trending destination for explorers. Join us on a journey through this hidden gem in southeastern Europe. Ready to experience the adventure with us? Immerse yourself in the hospitality, culture and breathtaking nature of this fascinating country. Albania, a country you must discover. Hello, nice of you to stop by, and if you haven't already, I would really appreciate a thumbs up and a subscription. I hope you've got a little time, because it's going to be a longer video with all the awesome stuff we're going to cover here, but trust me, it's gonna be worth it. And for anyone who's only interested in certain parts of the video, I've included chapters again, of course. In the almost 9 days we were on the road, we covered a lot of miles. You have to imagine that we did the whole trip with my best friend Shumi's car, and the distance from Bavaria to Shkodra alone is almost 1,500 kilometers one way, and then in Albania from north to south and back again another good 1,000 kilometers, so you need to be able to sit still for a very long time. For the journey there and back we recommend staying overnight somewhere halfway. It's possible to do without, but it will be quite tough and you can expect very high toll costs as well. However, traveling with your own car gives you maximum flexibility. We had been to Shkodra twice before, but only briefly to see the city's main attraction, never in the center itself, so this time we were very excited to see what the city had to offer in terms of nightlife. Shkodra is one of the oldest cities in Albania, located in the north of the country, culturally very rich, with a lot of nightlife, and it's like the gate to the Albanian Alps. More on Shkodra's main attraction later, but first a few impressions of the nightlife. Football match. Serbia, Albania. No parking lots, all streets closed off. 1 billion people. Now it's getting better. We gotta unpark the car right now. With that in mind, cheers! And right at the start we already have a winner in the value for money category, because the Hotel Icona was an absolute bargain at 58 euros per night, including breakfast. The hotel is fairly new, modern and stylish, and in a great location in the city center. And there's really nothing to complain about, except for one thing: they could have let us know about this soccer game, because the parking lot, which was supposed to be included, was inaccessible to us due to the roadblocks. The Rosafa fortress is located south of Shkodra on a hill approximately 130 meters high near Lake Shkodra, and it's a truly impressive structure dating back to the 4th century BC. 3 years ago admission was like 200 lek, but now it's 400. When planning the trip, Shumi wanted us to visit a certain place that he found some pretty cool pictures of on the internet, so no sooner said than done. Karpen Beach is a natural beach located about 25 kilometers south of Durrës, which is especially popular with campers. With a small island off the coast that can be reached via a jetty, it offers a classic Instagram or social media backdrop, and that's basically how we found it in the first place. But to access the jetty we had to pay 800 lek per person, or 8 euros, which we felt was quite a rip-off. After chilling there for an hour, we continued our tour to Berat. Berat is a historic city in southern Albania, often referred to as the City of 1,000 Windows due to its unique architecture. It was declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 2008. The city is famous for its well-preserved Ottoman architecture and its historic center, which includes numerous mosques, churches and an imposing fortress that towers over the city. Since the day had been very exhausting and we were tired, we only had dinner and went to bed afterwards. Therefore we can't say too much about the nightlife in Berat, but because there were so many people out, we can assume that you can have some fun there too. We stayed at the Residenza Desiree hotel for 60 euros per night, including breakfast and parking. At that price, there's absolutely nothing to complain about. The hotel is in a prime location with a beautiful view of the old town, the facilities leave nothing to be desired, and the breakfast was plentiful and delicious. What more could you want? Probably a little more time, that's what you would want more of. But you can't have everything in life, and that's why we had to skip the Ozum Canyon and drove straight on to Gjirokaster. We arrived in Gjirokaster around noon, and after a short break to freshen up, we started to climb up the fortress. Gjirokaster so far, it's pretty hard. 36 degrees Celsius, and it's pretty steep, but it's good training. Yes, you really have to earn the beautiful view from the castle. But once you have mastered the climb and paid the 400 lek entrance fee, you are rewarded with a very interesting complex. We spent the full day there, but I can confidently recommend you planning at least 2 days for that. Then you can see and experience everything in depth and don't have to rush around like we did. And now here's some information live from the castle, so to speak. Gjirokaster is a city in the south of Albania. It is a World Heritage Site and it's best known for its Ottoman architecture with the silver-looking rooftops, which got it the name the Stone City, and the fortress, which is towering high above the city, with a military museum inside, which shows the military history of Albania.
And there are everywhere no drone signs, but
Stop!
No idea what that was, but of course we follow the rules and no drones were flown on the premises. And I promise to do better when it comes to talking into the camera, because that's still not really my thing, but I will work on it, so next time it doesn't sound like a sleeping pill giving a presentation. In any case, we really enjoyed Gjirokaster. We would have liked to stay longer, but as I said, unfortunately that wasn't possible. In addition to all kinds of shops, the old town also offers countless restaurants, pubs and bars where you can have a good time. However, you have to be aware that this place is extremely touristy and the streets can sometimes be flooded with crowds of tourists. The Stone Sky Hotel surprised us very positively because the owners have created something remarkable here by transferring a destroyed, ruined house, which must have been at least 100 years old, into an absolutely fantastic hotel with superb service. We think that for what you get, the price of 79 euros per night, including a very good breakfast and parking, is really justified, and we can highly recommend this hotel to you. Especially in a road trip with such long distances to cover, the car is of course the most important thing you have. And you can only hope that nothing goes wrong.
Hey,
Ralf Schumacher!
du willst wissen, wie viel dein Auto wert ist?
Well, in any case, the car was worth a total of 140 euros more at the end, because we had to refill the air conditioning fluid 3 times. But at 35 degrees Celsius, we didn't want to do it without this luxury. We then continued on to one of the highlights of our trip, Ksamil. We had already visited Ksamil in 2022 during our big Balkan road trip, and even then we knew we definitely wanted to come back here. The place is still known for its breathtaking beaches with fine white sand and crystal clear turquoise water, offering the perfect combination of relaxation by day and partying by night. Yeah, Ksamil, a very nice place, or thanks to Greece, Creta. But don't forget the beer. Beer is the most important thing. We definitely noticed that a lot has changed in the last 3 years. The infrastructure has been greatly expanded, many new hotels have been built, and in general, a lot is being invested to further promote tourism. However, we couldn't help but notice that there's a certain overcapacity in pretty much everything, be it beach chairs, clubs or bars. I guess only time will tell whether this is the right approach. We'd already stayed at the Shqiperi hotel once before in 2022, so we knew what to expect and we were satisfied again this time. For 80 euros per night you can expect a stylish and modern hotel that scores points above all with its awesome pool. Breakfast was also included, but that was just mediocre, okay, and parking was included as well. If chilling on the beach or partying isn't enough for you, Ksamil is still ideal, because just a few kilometers away lies the ancient ruined city of Butrint. Butrint is an ancient city and an archaeological site that has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1992. Butrint has a rich history dating back to prehistoric times and encompasses various cultures including the Greeks, the Romans and the Byzantines. The site features well-preserved ruins including a Greek theatre, a Roman temple and impressive fortress walls. Butrint was once an important trading city and religious center and played an important role in both ancient Greece and the Roman Empire. The 1000 lek, or about 10 euros we paid for admission, was by far the highest fee we had to pay to visit any cultural monument on this trip. However, we have to say that it was well worth it. By now, more than half of our trip was over, but on the way to Vlora, we stopped at some really cool places that I would definitely recommend to you. Let's start with the Bay of Porto Palermo and the beautiful fortress on the offshore island. In 2022 I also took a look inside the fortress, but this time I only filmed it from a bird's eye view. At the time the entrance fee was around 200-300 lek, but since everything has become more expensive in Albania also, I guess it's now around about 400 lek. And again you can feel the change here at Porto Palermo, because 3 years ago actually nobody was here and now there are buses full of tourists. But that's nice. I mean, it's a beautiful sight. Come and see it for yourself. What comes next is another great sight. It's basically the stereotype of a secluded Albanian dream beach. Gjipe Beach, and I hope I've pronounced it correctly, looks absolutely gorgeous on aerial photos. However, I have to admit that we weren't down on the beach itself, but only took some drone shots from a distance. The reason for that is that from the parking lot, which by the way cost an outrageous 800 lek, you would have to walk a good mile and a half down a very steep and impassable mountain road to finally reach the beach. But if you want to experience it, plan at least one day for it. I think it's totally worth it. The coastal village of Dhermi gave us strong Greek vibes, probably because of the architecture, and even though we only drove through this time, we could well imagine staying here longer sometime in the future, because there are supposed to be very beautiful beaches here. In my opinion, driving along the SH coastal road is an attraction in itself. The winding route offers dramatic views. On one side you have mighty mountains and on the other the beautiful sea. So if you have the time, don't take the newly built tunnel, but definitely take the mountain road.
So now we're in Vlora, a port city on the coast. Not much to do and see here, but it got very nice beaches, a lot of restaurants, a lot of bars. And that's what we're here for. We want to chill a little bit after the long journey, and then it's over. After 1 week of intensive travel with so much activities and in this heat, it drains a lot. It was beautiful and I can absolutely recommend it to everybody, but yeah, I'm pretty glad that I will come home after 2 days now.
Before the long drive home, we spent 2 days relaxing in Vlora. The long beach promenade is perfect for strolling and wandering, and for the sun worshippers among you, there's a kilometer-long beach where everybody can find a spot. I always had Miami Beach vibes when I walked along the beach road, probably because of the palm trees alongside the road. There are restaurants, bars, pubs and clubs en masse, but we always ended our evenings with a few beers and our Bluetooth speaker on the beach, watching the sun go down. We had already stayed at the Ames Hotel at the end of 2022, and because we liked it so much back then, we thought, yes, we'll book it again for this trip. In terms of price, it was the most expensive hotel of the trip at €100 per night, including breakfast and parking. But the killer argument was simply the awesome rooftop pool, which we definitely wanted to go back to. In 2022 you had unblocked sea view, but now they're building a big hotel there. It sucks, but still worth it. On the way home, we didn't want to miss the opportunity to stop by Kruja. The city is located 20 kilometers northwest of Tirana and is known for its important role in the resistance against the Ottoman Empire. This is particularly due to the national hero Skanderbeg, who defended the city in the 15th century. The Kruja fortress, perched on a hill, is the city's most important attraction. It also houses the Skanderbeg Museum, dedicated to the life and battles of Skanderbeg. The fortress offers breathtaking views of the surrounding valley and the Adriatic coast. The bazaar in the old town is one of the most beautiful I've ever seen, but is of course very much geared towards tourism. If you know one shop, you know them all, but even there you can find a hidden gem or two. So that was 9 days in Albania, condensed into around about 25 minutes. The whole trip cost us about €950 per person. Whether that's a lot or a little is up to each of you to decide. In any case, we had a great time for the money. Albania is no longer a secret tip, but has become more of a trendy destination. Preconceptions are disappearing and people are starting to see Albania for what it is. An awesome country. Maybe you will visit it soon too. See you next time.